Alright, I'm going to go over my trade in Square today. Let's go ahead and look at the intraday fundamentals for SPY, the Qs. So SPY is at an all-time high area and pulled back on the open this morning. Has not really found any clear support. This looks like a demand zone of sorts. The Qs just chopped at open today, and they were also close to all-time high, but look like they're gearing up to break back through if things cooperate today, or to bounce down. So what I saw in SQ, well, I'll just go to the video. Whoops. Alrighty. So let's look at the big picture. Big picture, SPY or SQ is kind of in this wedge here, so it's kind of between these two lines here, and that's kind of what I was thinking, was that it could just wedge even further. It kind of bounced off of this area here and then held the VWAP and the 9 EMA. So to me, that's a really good setup, and I should have sized in with more size, but I did not because I took a loss already today, so I was unable to do that with my stop. So what I did, so the intraday fundamentals, I don't really look much at those, but so my technical analysis, we have this key level here at 275, which is the pre-market high. We then have this wedge that I've drawn, which it bounced out of, and now it's penetrating this level. So I'm long one contract here. Probably could have been long more contracts there, but I end up adding one pretty soon after. I probably could have started with two and then added one, but that would have been a better trade. So it starts moving in my favor. Tape starts to speed up. Love to see it. Gives me another opportunity to add to it, which is good. Didn't really have a pullback to add on. Just added. There we go. And I just added because of the strength and confirmation that we're breaking through this level, and our next level was up here. So I'm thinking that I can get a pretty decent return on this, maybe risk 5% of the option contract to make 20%. That's how I see this, and that's a decent risk reward, especially if I continue to increase my percent of winners per day. So yeah, this guy's setting up here, and I held through this, did not lose more than 5%, and then we started to see this bid lift up again, and this started to shape out to be a really good trade. So we see it punch through this level here in a minute, and that's my confirmation that this trade is a go, and there's no need to worry about trying to get out quick if it pulls back, because it's now got forward momentum. And we're waiting until boom, we get that lift, and then we punch through that level, come back to retest it, and we're gone. And that is, that's what I love to see. And so now I'm looking at targets up here. and potentially this volume ledge here, because I feel like we're going to probably stay in this volume area with the Qs not moving. As you can see, the Qs are kind of chopping still. So we're catching this up move in the Qs with the SQ, and it's not really not a big deal really. I mean, I don't like to see it doing this, but this is a really solid trade. You know, it's already moved $2 on me, so that's really good. And we're just pushing through. Lots of volatility on this, so you know this move's pretty good. We're seeing the Nasdaq push above VWAP. That's giving this even more confirmation. I put a limit in to sell, try and get out of some of my position up here. If we can punch through that level, then I can see it taking off the rest up here, or potentially at this volume ledge. And I was already up probably 15% at this point, so I'm looking for just another 5%, and then maybe leave a runner on if I can. But I only had 2 contracts here, so leaving a runner on is more risky than if I just took the profits. If that makes any sense. Like, if I had 10 contracts and I left 2 runners or 1 runner, that's much different than me having 1 contract or 2 contracts and then taking 1 off here and then leaving a runner. So I got filled on that. We see it still lifting through. And like I said, I'm trying to get above this volume ledge here. Keep climbing. Okay, we're at my volume ledge, and we start to see some weakness. And to me, that's just like, alright, it's time to start cutting it out. So I cut my other contract here. Ended up with a pretty nice win on it, up $333. Finished 205 positive for the day. This BYND I took a 15% loss on, and I did not mean to do that. It was kind of a spread issue. Didn't really pay attention to what I was trading, and I was trading it too early in the day. 2 problems for me. So some psychology stuff I'm going to walk through. Was I in control of my trading? I absolutely felt in control of my trading in this situation. And, you know, I felt like I had a lot of control over what was going on here because I was watching it so closely, and I was watching the tape, and I kind of have a feel for how this stock trades. And it ended up doing really well. Punched through that level. Great. I managed my risk correctly. Definitely took things off when I started to see some weakness, and I basically collected all the profit I could on this. From this breakout here to here, I collected all the profit I could. Breaking my trading rules. I mean, I probably sized a little heavy on this for how much I had already lost previously in the day, but I mean, this was a really nice setup for me. This is an A+ setup. This is something I like to see. So I think I might have added a better habit here, and that habit is just, instead of like, wanted to see this hold this level, and I actually held through some of the noise there, and that let me really capitalize on this. Otherwise, I should have bought when this pulled back, but instead I bought the breakout. Or I could have bought 1 contract on the breakout, 1 contract when it pulled back. But you know, I neither really added or subtracted a good or bad habit here. It's just kind of a good trade, you know. Did I get euphoric or stressed out? No, and I actually cover up my P&L with a sticky note. So all I can see is the P&L %, which just lets me know when I hit my targets. And so I had no idea that I was up $330 on that trade. And, you know, that's an outsized win for me. I'm trying to make more of a normal win. Gets rid of some of these $100 losses. trying to keep them below $40 to $80, depending on how I size it. Did I get euphoric or stressed out? No. Was I mindful of my thought patterns? And what did I find interesting? So yeah, I was kind of mindful of the fact that this was getting kind of overextended, and I really wanted to see it rigidly get to this level. But I decided to cut it here, and I think that that was a good idea because, you know, we pulled back to here, and square now has reached my target. But, you know, so maybe in this review process I revealed to myself that, hey, like, that pullback was alright to see. We're alright with that, you know. So yeah, that's a good thing to notice and to make note of, because now we're pushing through that level, and now we have a real trade on our hands. And I got shaken out, so yeah. I mean, this thing's really about to break out. I'm gonna alert it real quick. Anyway, I'm gonna swing on it, so I'm gonna capture some of this anyway. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I hope that I learned something from it, and maybe you did too. And I definitely learned that, hey, like, I should have held this a little longer just to see what was gonna happen. But anyway, that's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, join our Discord, and thanks.